Hello and welcome again to Sharda e-learning educational video tutorials. We are covering our chapter number 1 from linear equation from mathematics part 1, which is a linear equation in two variables. And now we are going to see the next part, which is application of simultaneous equation in this video. So let's get into it. So we have seen the equations reducible to pair of linear equation in two variables in our last video. Now we will see the applications of linear equation in two variable. What is mean by application? Application means use. What is the use of simultaneous equation? We have simultaneous equations solving methods. We have method to reduce the equations into simultaneous equation, but how to use them in our real life examples, real time examples, how to use them. Okay, so to solve the problems related to the application of linear equations in two variables, there are some steps we should be following. So what are these steps? Steps for the solving the application of simultaneous equation. So step number 1, fix two variables for two unknown quantities which are to be determined. Fix two variables because we will need the two variables to become a linear equation in two variables. Fix two variables for two unknown quantities, right? We don't know the values of quantities, so they are unknown for us. Okay, so we will fix them as a variable. Okay, this is a step number 1. Then step number 2 is form simultaneous equations from these two variables by using conditions given in the problem. Every application problem should be containing conditions to solve the problem. Okay, there should be some written condition or anything else that will help us to create or form an simultaneous equation, okay, using these two variables. Okay, that will be our second step. Form a simultaneous equation from these two variables by using given conditions. This is step number 2. So what are the step number 3? What is the step number 3 is to solve the simultaneous equation we formed and find the unknown variable. Solving the simultaneous equation is our step number 3. Solve the simultaneous equation using our earlier methods. Okay, solve the simultaneous equation using our earlier methods we have already studied. So there are three steps. Basically, we have to fix the two variables. Maybe they are x and y or a or b. You can choose any of them, but name them for the unknown quantities. The quantities which are to be calculated, which are unknown to us. So assume them for unknown quantities. Okay. Step number 2, form a simultaneous equation. Form two simultaneous equations. After forming two simultaneous equations, solve them by using our method and calculate the unknown quantities. As simple it is. Okay. So we will understand this by taking an example. So example is like this. I will write here. Question is like this. Sum of two numbers is 10 and their difference is 6. Find the numbers. So read the question carefully and try to find what are the unknown quantities which we have to determine. What are the unknown quantities? The sum of two numbers is 10. They have stated that sum of two numbers is 10 and their difference is 6. So these two numbers are of course unknown to us. So these are the numbers which we have to determine. So we will assume them as x and y. So but in this case we have to assume them more carefully because there should be a problem because their difference we have given is their difference is 6. So when we calculate the difference, what we do is we subtract the smaller number from the greater number. We cannot subtract the greater number from smaller number. So we will assume here we will let the greater number. Okay, we will name them as greater number and smaller number. Because they are two, we can call them as a greater and smaller. We will call the one as x and other as y. So this was our step number 1, right? We completed the step number 1, which is a fixing two variables for two unknown quantities. Two unknown quantities, greater number and smaller number. Right? What is the step number 2? Form a simultaneous equation from these two variables by using given conditions. Now what we have to do is create simultaneous equation using the conditions given in the problem. Conditions means the information we have given. What is the information we have? Sum sum of two numbers is 10. Sum of two numbers is 10 and we have assumed the numbers x and y. So this is the first condition we have. So this is the equation number 1. Sum of two numbers is 10. Okay, we can write them in an equation. Similarly, after the and word there is a second condition. Their difference is 6. The difference is 6. So why we consider them as greater smaller for this difference? Because when we calculate the difference, we subtract the smaller number from greater number. So which is a greater number? X is a greater number. So x minus 6 is equal to x minus y is equal to 6. Now these are the equations which we can calculate for. Okay, how to calculate the x and y values by our previous methods. Okay, what are the methods we have? The method number 1 is elimination method, which is already studied in the standard 9, and then we have studied in this chapter graphical method and determinant method. Okay, you can use any of these three methods to solve this equation. But this equation here in particular problem is can be solved very easily by elimination method. So what we do is adding equation 1 in equation 2. So x plus y is equal to 10, x minus y is equal to 6. If we add them, this plus y and minus y will be cancelled, and x plus x is 2x is equal to 10 plus 6, 16. So x is equal to 8. And put x is equal to 8 in any of equation 1 or 2. I will put in equation y is equal to equation number 1, y is equal to 10 minus x, right? So 10 minus 8 is equal to 2. So we have the solution. We will write the answering statement below our example solution. Example, okay? What is the answering statement here? I will write here. So the required number are 8 and 2. This is the statement which have the importance to write, because the example is in a word format. These problems are called word problems, which are to be answered in answering word, sorry, answering uh, sentence. You have to answer them in a answering sentence, because the question is also in a sentence. Find the numbers was the question, right? Find the numbers was the question. So answer should be the numbers are, the required numbers are 8 and 2. So these are the applications of simultaneous equation. There are numerous examples which are on these topic. The simultaneous equation in two variables, linear equation in two variables are so used in these types of applications to solve these types of examples. So we will solve these examples when we start the practice sets of this chapter, which are given in textbook. We will also cover them in our videos. Okay, so stay tuned for the remaining course of the chapter. Till then, thank you very much.